What's up guys, I'm VENZ and welcome back to Automation, the Car Company Tycoon game. Now today I am building something that we all really want in this current automotive marketplace. Everybody wants a cheap, reliable, fun to drive, sports-oriented, two-seater manual transmission sports car. Nowadays everything's way too expensive, way too complicated. I'm a boomer when it comes to this kind of thing, so I'm going to give all of us exactly what we need, and this is what I would do if I'd won the lottery or something and just like came into $1 billion straight up cash. And I had the money to build a car company. You know, don't invest in my company. Do you know why? You've seen my campaign videos. They're horrible. I'm bad at this kind of thing, but I know what people would like to drive, so let's get into this. Alright, starting off, I'm just going to make it partial aluminum because we have to make it at least a little bit cheap. We're going to go with monocoque chassis because what else would it be? This is a normal car. This is the expensive part of it, designing the chassis, stuff like that. And then we're just going to go with light HS steel. We're going to make it front longitudinal because we're going to make it rear-wheel drive, obviously. And then we're going to go with a double wishbone suspension. Why is that? Because simple, relatively cheap, we can source parts from multiple different brands. And at this point in like modern times, you know, we got so many different like things we can do with our suspension geometry to make any car handle good. You can even make a beam axle rear end Sentra handle good. And I'm going to make this look a little bit different than a Polestar. I'm going to try to make it, like, smaller. Because this is a little big for what I'm trying to do. You'll see in a second here. Obviously, rear-wheel drive. Boom. Alright, so what we're going to be doing for the engine is... Imagine you're building a car company, right? Do we really want to, for our first car ever, design our own engine that's going to have reliability problems and all kinds of BS? No. We're going to call up Toyota or something and be like, hey, man... Can we get 250,000? That's way too many. Hey Toyota, can we get 15,000 2-liter engines? Or maybe Honda, yo Honda, can we get 15,000 normal 2-liter engines? And then what we're gonna do with those 2-liter engines? See, we're gonna put this up here real fast. I guess these are aluminum block these days. So we'll get like 5-valve dual overhead cam performance aluminum blocks. I think we're gonna have to go with forged internals. I'm not gonna lie, because I do want this to rev really high. That's kind of like my main go here. And because we're also gonna keep it NA, so we're gonna give it VVT. We're gonna give it some like VTEC kind of situation. And I want it to rev to like at least 8,500 RPM, because that's a flex in modern days. I think that's pretty cool. No turbo. It's gonna be direct injected per cylinder. Why did I say it like that? Per cylinder. Had a stroke. Gonna run on premium gas. That sucks. Don't watch the news. And then we're gonna go with tubular mid exhaust. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, man. All aluminum. You know how it is. And then I guess we gotta go with a catalytic converter, so we're gonna do that. And then reverse flow muffler, and then a straight through second muffler, so it's loud-ish. And as you can see, we already make 168 horsepower. We can give it like a 2.5-inch exhaust. There's 170 horsepower. I'm gonna dump some quality spam into this just a little bit. It's gonna make stuff a little bit more expensive and not super realistic, but as you can see right here, this is supposed to be a 2032. And this game still only goes to 2020. Yo, it's 2026. I made this joke like... I legit made this joke like 6 years ago. Like when I was like, hey man, it's not 2020 anymore, it's 2022. You know? Or... whatever, but yeah, that's still 2020 only, but whatever. Yeah, this car's supposed to be a 2032. So I'm gonna dump some quality in here. So, lore, car is like $25,000, no BS. In game, it's probably gonna be more than that. Alright, so we can actually rev a lot higher if we really want to. So, let's do it. Let's actually, let's bump it up a little bit. Let's rev to 9,000. We gotta stiffen these springs. I guess not really. There's 193 horsepower. Realistically, we want like 220, depending on how light this car actually ends up. All right, there's 220 with a really weird. That is, I don't. Ugh, that's a weird torque curve right there. You're just like, yeah, we're so fast, and then nothing. Like, look at that. You lose all your power right here. Or I guess it kind of stays at one spot, so you always make 220 horsepower at above 6,000 RPM. Okay, when you look at it like that, I guess it's better than it just not being as much power. sure that will be the coupe that Articula owners drive. That's just, I don't know what to name this thing is. This is like my car that I would produce. I would just call it the GT or something. Or like something like the Road Exploder. That's what I would want to call it. But like, that's realistically, no one would buy a fucking Road Exploder. Because people would be like, oh, this shit explodes on the road. No, this shit's so fast it explodes the road. But then like, it's also a 2-liter. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun to drive and it probably drives good. But like, people would make fun of us. Especially because it fucking sounds like that. What the fuck? It sounds cool. That's really... Is it just because it's like idling at like 700 RPM? No, it's not. It sounds like this at idle. Oh, it's because it's idling at 500 RPM. Hold on. What would it realistically idle like? I don't know why I always care so much about how it would idle. You're probably not even going to see this in the video. I'm going to cut this out. Alright, so we got a really bad sounding engine. I'm going to paint the valve cover. There we go. A nice blue. And it's going to be a manual. Oh, I forgot 7 speeds are kind of a thing now. So maybe in 2032, every manual transmission is 7 speeds. The most speeds I've ever had in my own manual transmission was 5. How many speeds do you need, man? And yeah, we'll gear it for like 200 miles an hour. If it goes that high, it's fine. We got like infinite gears, so it doesn't really matter. And we'll go with a clutch, limited slip diff. We'll put some quality into there. We're gonna go with radial, sports compound tires. With like 235s on the rear. They're not gonna be 17s. These are gonna be like 19s at least. We got 225. Oh, we're gonna do 230 front section tires. So because I don't really know, rear-wheel drive, sports car, 4-cylinder, rear-wheel drive. Do we want a square setup? Actually, yeah, it's cheaper if we just do a square setup. I don't know why that matters though, because I'm not really caring about how much it costs in game. Just realistically, it would be cheap-ish. All right, and there's my setup right now for the brakes. Semi-clad under tray, a little bit of airflow, a little bit of brake airflow. Some quality right here. Yeah, we have rear seats. I don't know if you're going to really want to sit in them, but it's going to be a sport standard. Let's see if we can optimize that weight, make it lighter. We're going to have to go with all of this, because it's 2030s, man. No one's going to buy it if it doesn't have all of this. Because you'll die if it doesn't have this. You'll complain if it doesn't have this. And if it doesn't have, like, Apple CarPlay and, like, all kinds of different connectivity and, like, wireless chargers, the whole internet's gonna explode and crucify me. Imagine being, like, a YouTuber who also owns a car company, and then, like, all your people are just like, you didn't put a USB charger in my glove box! Ah! And they're all on Twitter, like, literally, like, giving you death threats and shit. That would be kind of funny, actually. I wouldn't be able to take it seriously. I'd be like, y'all bought a I'm the dude selling the car, and I'd be like, y'all bought a YouTuber's car, me, and then now you're on Twitter yelling at me about your car. That's just comical, man. Anyways, we're gonna go with some springs here, active sport. We're just gonna throw this in, just put some technology in it, put it in the brochure, lower it. Yes. What are our issues? Strong oversteer. Dampers are hard. Doesn't matter, it's a sports car. Donk? Hold on, I want to see that again. Donk. Sick. Why are you oversteering so bad? Alright, so it did actually want not like a staggered setup. So there's our staggered setup now. It doesn't oversteer as much. See? Not as much oversteer. A little bit of understeer now. But yeah, I'll design this and I'll be right back. And alright, here it is, the 2032 VENZ Corp Articula MSR. That I called it the Articula because I feel like that's a cool name, I guess. You know, it means it's articulate or whatever, and then ULO, it means it's dynamic. It's articulate and dynamic or something. Read the brochure, man. I don't freaking know. It looks like a lot of different cars rolled into one. It's got the modern wheels on it. I don't know. Is this what cars are gonna look like in a couple of years? Probably. The MSR stands for Modern Sports, and then R means it's the entry level, like, enthusiast one for racing. Probably I'll make a turbo version in the future, because, like, I mean, look at it. It's pretty quick. It's pretty quick for being just a little four-cylinder, but, you know, could be better. Here's BeamNG. Alright, and here we are in BeamNG, and I gotta say, the hood scoop's a little weird in automation. Don't look at it too closely. With most, like, same as most of my builds. I gotta say, this thing sounds sick, though. I was a little nervous, but I think it sounds pretty cool. I'm excited to see how it drives. Let's go. That's why I spawned out here in the redwoods. Look at that. That was just a driver error moment right there. That wasn't the car being bad. I mean, it definitely sounds fast. Is it that fast? Not really. But if you think about it, it gives you a lot of, like, opportunity to make it faster aftermarket. That's a big part of enthusiast cars we don't really get anymore, is like the sense of community within, like, a platform. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people know what I'm talking about when I say stuff like that. Yes. Oh yeah, man. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I always mess up this corner for some reason. Let's see what it can do, top speed wise. Alright, there's 120. Cool. Yeah, it's not that fast in a straight line, but definitely fun to drive in real life. Let's take it to this little curvy road section over here. In automation, it says it oversteers, but it actually understeers a little bit, unless you give it a little bit more, and then it's pretty fun. Oh yeah. Look at us go. Cool. I do gotta say, it kind of looks like a Mustang, and it's like a S550 Mustang, Polestar 2, Infiniti Q60 or 50, and then like whatever Hyundai has that rear end situation going on. That was sick. Alright, I'm excited to take this to the track. I will be right back. I'm gonna get some like cinematic clips from the outside because that sounded cool. That's the reason I got this this over here in the way. I'm sorry if that's really ugly. Alright, here we are at the track, and this car definitely has a chance to be the fastest one. Let's see. I might be a little quiet, I'm kind of focusing as I bounce off the red line instead of, you know, changing gear like a normal person. The brakes are really good for once, and it's kind of tweaking me out. I'm kind of using them too much. Oh, there's that little bit of understeer. Alright. Pretty good. The brakes are really good. It's confusing to me. All my brakes usually suck, so it's like, what is happening? Alright, onto the back straight. A little deep right there, but you know, could be worse. Nice. Very good. 130? 131. Sick. Second? Who went faster? Ah, the Hellcat thing. The supercharged. Well, this is the base model, man. This is just the non-turbo one. We're gonna do that in the future when I make like like when I actually detail this fully. This is just like, you didn't hear that. But yeah, when I wanted to do other things to this car, okay? Comment down below what I should do. Different versions of this car. Should there be a sedan? Should I, realistically, if I had a car company in real life, make a sedan version of this two-seater manual sports car? Because I know we need those too. Where'd the Chrysler 300 go? There needs to be something with a V8 in the future. Maybe a whole different car. Maybe stuff a V8 in this. You know? Let me know down in the comments below. Anyways, yes, I think it looks pretty cool, honestly. A little bit janky in certain places, like right there. Don't look too close to that, man. I'm gonna drop this from the sky, and until next time, I'm VENZ. I'll see you guys later.